Hi everybody, Mo Davis, Tribal Southsider. So I have watched and seen and read a lot of really emotional statements from all sides regarding this Egyptians thing. So for those unaware, I'm a first generation North American who both parents immigrated here from Egypt. Well aware of my light skin, it only lightened after I had my first child due to a hormonal condition, which, yes, is a thing. Um, but even now, I still tan and get quite dark. And we're at the end of winter here, so I haven't really been out. And it's really damn sad that I have to explain my own appearance to please the Afrocentrics watching. Now, there has been a lot of hostility by Egyptians towards the Afrocentric movement. And quite frankly, it is justified. For people whose history has been stolen, erased, why are you going and stealing and erasing other people's histories and identities? And let's go even further. One creator I watched in Arabic, Egyptian Arabic to be precise, because our Arabic is very unique to an extent that I speak Egyptian Arabic and I don't understand any other Arabic. When I meet any other Arabs, they need to speak to me in English because I don't understand them. But one Egyptian creator that created her video in Arabic had a very good question. She said, if your history was so rich and incredible and amazing, why did you leave Egypt? If it truly was your history and you did all these amazing things, why did you leave? If it really was yours. Well, first and foremost, we all know that it isn't. It isn't your history. There's really nothing that says it's your history. Never was, never will be your history. You have your own amazing history. It's not that. And here's some evidence for you, okay? Or some food for thought, I should say, not evidence. Because all you Afrocentrists are quite a bit like Eurocentrists. And you should really think about that. That evidence to you doesn't seem to matter. That logic and reason doesn't seem to matter. You're just going in with guns blazing, claiming that we are invaders of Egypt. What genocide occurred in Egypt that there are no longer any black people there? None. What slave trade took Egyptians out? None. And our history is very well documented because Egyptians have a reputation of documenting our history very well, down to photos. When you look at our pictures and our hieroglyphic paintings and our illustrating stories of our history and our statue busts, the colors are very much chosen, very specifically of skin. The traits, this large protruding nose that I have coming out of my face, it's on every bust. Every single Egyptian sculpture bust has a protruding nose. And in fact, the women seem to have light skin, a little bit darker than mine, because they were usually in the house while the men did harder labor, except for commoners. Female commoners were painted with darker skin, and it still wasn't black. And how do we know that it wasn't black, or that they didn't simply lack the color? Because they painted and colored other Africans. And they had those paintings made with different physical traits and darker skin and different shades of brown. Which brings me back to the question of, why did you leave? Why are your ancestors completely like what you're saying is complete eradication? Because you're even saying like our Nubians were, oh my gosh. I've read comments from people saying like Sudan is no longer black and Eritrea is no longer black and Djibouti is no longer black and, you know, Ethiopia is like, this is a massive assault on multiple people whose land is their own and they are on it. And we have to be careful here because there is a history of stealing land from indigenous people. We are not North American indigenous. We are African indigenous. Whether you like it and accept it or not, that doesn't matter. The data is there. The science is there. The history is there. It is all there. It's a Google click away, and I will do you a favor and put the links in the description for you of some of the things. Some of you were so desperate as to come at me and say Darwin's theory is nothing more than a theory and it is non-applicable. The theory of evolution is non-applicable. It's actually proven. The theory of evolution, where animals and creatures and living beings and even plants evolve based on the conditions around them. And being that we were desert people, some of us desert nomads, some of us desert agricultures that ended up having, you know, the beautiful abundance of our beautiful Nile River. We all had desert traits, which includes a larger nose, different cheekbone structure, different skin tone, and different eyes. You don't have to like this or agree with me. The data is there. Come at me at the comments all you want. The data is there. The evidence is there. The historians have unanimously agreed on these things. Oh, but the historians are all white. No. These ones are not. The majority are Egyptologists from Egypt. And frankly, I'm exhausted of even arguing with this foolishness. Because I am sure that African Americans are ashamed of this Afrocentric behavior coming out of some of you. Saying that we Egyptians do not belong in Egypt is like saying the Jamaicans don't belong there. And yet, Jamaican history, in terms of Black Jamaica, is not as long as ours. But they've written it, and it is theirs now. And that is simply the way it is. You do not have to accept this, but you have to live with it and swallow your pride. Come at me in the comments all you want. You're still not right. And it's really, really sad to me, as someone who's witnessed and suffered racialized abuse, to see that you are willing to battle your own cause so much as to destroy and hurt your own already racialized people. It's really sad. And you keep saying this is a fight against white men, but really you are winning the white man's fight by dividing us.